So here is the story about Kung Pao Chicken, or you call it a Kung Pao Chicken, or some people call it General Tso or General Pao Chicken.
Hi guys, here is Yi. So yes, today I'm going to make Kung Pao Chicken or General Tso Chicken, and I know I have been trying to put away this recipe for a long time because there are so many different versions of cooking videos on YouTube, and I know there isn't a really one that's correct. So I'm just going to make my version, which is more a Szechuan version, spicy. So the important ingredient we are going to use today is 豆瓣酱 as usual for Szechuan dish. And I have seen people use oyster sauce, which is more of a Cantonese version. And I've seen people adding bell peppers in it or adding potato in it. Today I'm going to add cucumber because I like the fresh cucumber taste. And the other reason is I don't really like bell pepper that much. And for our chicken, the authentic Szechuan Kung Pao chicken uses chicken breasts. But the problem is chicken breast is really hard. So probably we're gonna have to add in a bit of egg white and cornstarch, marinate our chicken. But here I choose chicken thigh, and it's really tender. And I just took the bone away, and we could add in a bit marinade, but don't need to add that much. So let's clean our cucumber.
We just remove the skin of a cucumber, and I chose a bit tender cucumber instead of those bit older and harder cucumber. It just has a nice crunchy texture. So we're going to cut our cucumber to cubes. We just cutting in the middle first, and again in the middle. Now we can just cut it to about 1 centimeter long. So after we prepared our cucumbers, next very important ingredient, which is peanuts. So we take some no skin unsalted peanuts. Turn our stove on, a bit of vegetable oil in, then take about 4 tablespoons, roughly. So it's important to have our oil and our pan both cold and let the heat bring up and cook the peanuts. Otherwise, our peanuts are really easily get burned. Now you can see our peanuts quickly change its color. We really need to keep our heat on low and then just kind of keep stirring it. Now we can marinate our chicken thigh. I will use a little, just tiny little bit of egg white here. You can also skip this because our chicken thigh is kind of tender already. And I took about 5 thighs. It's enough for about 3 people. So once we have our egg white in, we can also add in a bit of Chinese white pepper powder. And this you can get in the Asian supermarket. I just put it in the dispenser. We're putting about half teaspoon. This just give it a bit of a spicy taste. Then now we can add in a bit of light soy sauce. We're adding 1 tablespoon. Some people also use dark soy sauce, and some people also use oyster sauce, which is more Cantonese version. And here we also need like Chinese cooking wine. So many people ask me how to get this in the Asian shop. What it's called, it's Chinese cooking wine or Chinese cooking liquor, and very often it's in this kind of red packaging, and in Chinese called 料酒 or 加饭酒, depends on which version you get. It's pretty much kind of like a low degree alcohol, and it has a bit sweet taste. And we're going to also adding 1 tablespoon. And the last but not the least is our starch. You can either use potato starch or corn starch, and here I use potato starch. In Chinese, it's simply called 淀粉. So it's kind of like a powderish starch to keep our meat tender while we're stir frying it. So we're also putting about 1 to 2 tablespoons, depends on how much chicken you have. You can set our chicken aside for at least 15 minutes. While our chicken is marinating, now we can make a stir frying sauce, or you call it Kung Pao sauce. So we're going to use our 豆瓣酱. Here 1 tablespoon, and we all know 豆瓣酱 is really salty. So if we put in 豆瓣酱, probably don't need any salt anymore. The next is our chili sauce, and here is a pretty famous brand, and you can use some other brand of chili sauce. And I also use 1 tablespoon. So here, then we can now our light soy sauce. Because we already have 1 tablespoon in our chicken, we're just going to use another tablespoon. You can also add in a bit of vinegar, or if you don't like your Kung Pao chicken too sour, then you can also just skip it. And I'm going to put about half tablespoon, could even be a bit less. Then we will need a bit of sugar. We're going to put in about 1/3 tablespoon. So just tiny little bit to give it a sweet taste.
So after all that chopping and mixing, finally ready to stir fry our Kung Pao chicken. And we're just going to get all the ingredients ready because it's going to be really quick. We're going to have a bit of chicken skin. So just use vegetable oil, but I like the chicken taste in the skin. So I'm going to make a chicken oil to stir fry. And then here our chicken side, it's still marinating with all the sauce. And our Kung Pao sauce, our fried peanuts, and our cucumber. And besides of that, we have our spring onion, ginger, garlic, and 1 corn pepper, and a bit dry chili. That's all we need for this dish. And now we can just simply adding everything together and stir fry our Kung Pao chicken.
So now turn our stove to medium-low heat, and we are going to make some chicken fat. Now turn our stove to medium-low heat. Once our chicken is cooked through, we can take this out into a separate bowl. I kept a bit of oil, the chicken oil, and now we can put in our spring onion and garlic and ginger. So we just get the fragrance, the aroma out, and once this bit cooked, we can add in our Szechuan chili pepper and our dry chili. You can see I removed the seeds inside of our dry chili because the seeds are easy to get burned. So we just put them all in. It doesn't take too long until it's all cooked. Until the aroma comes out, then we can put in our pre-made Kung Pao sauce. Once you see the red oil and aroma, we can add our chicken back into our pot. Once it's done, we can add in our cucumber. The cucumber will release a lot of fluid, so we don't need to add any water. And then now our peanuts, and adding.
make Kung Pao Chicken or General Tso Chicken. And let's give it a try. I'll try the cucumber first. Still really crunchy. Peanuts are the best part of this dish. And then the last chicken. Let's try a small piece. It's cooked through, but it's still really tender. And the sauce is amazing. Like this video, please give me a thumb up and leave your comments below. If you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thanks for watching. See ya!
Kung Pao Chicken, originally from Shan Dong area, so Qingdao. It's invented by Ding Baozhen, the Qing dynasty. Here's how he looks like. And you can see he is like the old-time foodie. He has his own chef. He was born in this area in Shan Dong, and then he got a job around Chongqing area, so Sichuan, Szechuan province. In this area, people love chilies. He asked his personal chef to change in one local dish to a bit spicy, which came to our traditional Kung Pao chicken. But then this dish is so tasty, so famous, and even after Ding Baozhen, who's passed away, this dish still passed down to generations. And that's why there are 3 different versions of this dish. And today I'm going to cook an authentic Szechuan version of it.